All right, so we're going to be live streaming here. We're going to go for about an hour, hour and a half, something like that. And hopefully we get some information out of this live stream. So let me get it pulled up here, guys. Thank you for everyone joining in. If you're watching this after the live stream has happened. All right. Looks like it's coming up, which is good. All right. Sure, we got the chat rolling in here. Yeah, I think the Wi-Fi is messing up. Hey, what's going on, Keith? What's going on, Aaron? Want to welcome everyone in. We're gonna dissect this 8K, 10K together. I figure that's the best way to get on here and do that is to Wilson, welcome in. Bezos, what's going on, man? Welcome in. So, guys, looking forward to the video. Manny, what's going on? We got everyone popping in. All right, thank you all. Welcome in, Tom Wazir. What's the divvy? All right, well, give everyone a couple extra minutes here for joining in. And Keith, I thought I got you, but I thought I got you like first, Keith. You were like the first one. Hit you with the let's go, man. All right, so what is going on, all my future meta millionaires? It is your boy Terry Stonkers, and welcome to my channel, baby. By the dip. All right, guys, in today's video, we are gonna review this Torchlight Energy 10K/A. Welcome in, Drew, Manny, Jenny. Welcome in, William, Kevin, Frank. Man, we got everyone hopping in, man. Thank you all so much. YouTube now is finally catching up. So I think it's best we go in and we read this together and we go through this together because I figured it'd be best to get on here and we talk about it. I figured that's the best thing to do, guys. So here I have it pulled up. Right here off the premium Fintel, got the 10K pulled up, 10K/A. So let's go in here and examine it and get it zoomed in. We find some interesting points. We will do that. So Aaron, I like your dream, man. He had a dream that MMAT squeezed to $122. Let's go. Definite facts. Do you have them? Well, I'm going to pull up my stuff today. Yes, everyone smash that like button if you're in here. Let me put that down here in the comment. Smash the thumbs up and pin that message. All right. So this is going to be facts because I'm taking it right from this SEC filing. So I'm not going to be doing any of that here at this beginning part. So we're going to scroll through here. If I see something that's kind of interesting, we will blow up. We'll blow it up and take a look at it. So on a quick note, I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep. If you didn't see from my Twitter account, I went to a concert last night. We saw Steve-O from Jackass. That's right. We had front row tickets to the Steve-O concert. We got meet and greet afterwards. Late night, had to come home, get showered and clean up, go to work. Yeah. So, all right, here's something that I was seeing on. We got to focus on this right here, guys. I'm going to zoom in on this. We're going to read this. And, all right, so it says here, all right, if an emerging growth company indicated by a check mark is registered, has elected not to use extended transition period for complying with any new or revised financial accounting standards. I think my box is kind of in the way. It is. There we go. Now we can read it all together. Revised financial accounting standards provided by the pursuant Section 13A of the Exchange Act. And we'll go back here. So I want y'all to see it. Indicated by check mark whether a restraint has filed to report on attestation or its management assessment of effectiveness of its internal control over financial report under Section 1404B. by the registered public accounting firm that prepared or issued its audit. Indicated by check mark whether the registrant is a shell company, and then it says check yes or no there. The aggregate market value of voting and non-voting common equity held by non-affiliates based on the closing price of shares on the common stock of June 30th was $1.5 billion. Wow. So based on the closing price of shares, 1.5 billion was what the price was. And now that was considering. So that's considering what the price was at the merger when I think the stock was like $10 or something. I think that's pretty much what it was. It did do the reverse split. It did go up to kind of like $19, $20. And we do know that the number of shares as of March 1st was 284 million. So looking pretty good. All right, I see some people commenting down there about the Chevron deal. I seen Allie did a video. I did hop on Allie's video earlier today, and I would be happy if it's Chevron as well. I know we talked about it before with ConocoPhillips and other ones in there. We would be very happy with it. All right, so, man, they do this small print on this. They really do. There we go. Get it about as big as I can get it on one page. There we go. All right, so let's see if we got any updated stuff here. What's going on, Mercy? What's going on, Dame? Kevin? Welcome in, everyone. In addition, so like I said, guys, I haven't had time to really review this. Like I said, I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep, so we're reading through this together and see if we can come up with something out of this. And as you can see, if my eyes look a little heavy, it's because, like I said, I'm running on that 4 hours of sleep. The amended number 1 of the 10K Meta Materials, referred to as Meta, being filed supplement in various disclosures, and its exhibit were not contained in the company's annual report at the 10K year end, December 31st, 2021, which was filed March 2nd, 2022. In addition, the company is filing this amendment to provide required in Part 3, Form 10K fiscal year 10/31/21, because definitive proxy statement containing such information will not be filed to the company of 120 days at the end of the fiscal year covering the Form 10K in accordance with Rule 12B-15 under Securities and Exchange Act 1934, blah, 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 blah. All right. For amendments made under Part 13, amendment organized reflect 2 periods. January 1st through 2021 through June 27, 2021 pre-merger, and June 28, 21 through December 31, 21 post-merger, effective on June 28, 21. Meta Materials Canadian company acquired Torchlight Energy via reverse takeover, a merger after the merger. We changed our NASDAQ ticker to MMAT and our name to Meta Materials. The pre-merger information reflects data. All right, so we got that there. Nothing there. So as of December 31st, 21, the company became a large accelerated filler and will begin reporting non-smaller reporting company of full disclosure ahead. All right, couple stuff there. Notes about the forward-looking statement. All right, business overview. Meta Materials, developer high company, the company's registered office. Wow, they have an office in Swanson Road in Boxborough, Massachusetts. Oh, and its principal office is located at the One Research Drive in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We did know that. All right. The company, trying to skim through this and keep up with you guys' comments as well. I don't want to miss anything. So like I said, I appreciate everyone being in here, guys. Like I said, I'm reading this for the first time as I'm with you. I thought I had to get on here and cover it as well. Welcome in, Cable. All right, company. Trying to find any juicy stuff here. I've seen some stuff highlighted, and we will be able to. Yeah, Andy, that's a good question. Here's the address. Andy, it's 85 Swanson Road, Boxborough, Massachusetts. So there you go. Massachusetts, zip code 01719. See how far that is from you. It's the company's registered office. All right. Hey, Mudduck, what's going on? Perfect. Screenshotted it. All right. Perfect. So we got a person say the audit included the Hazel project, not the Ora Grande as project, as far as we could tell. I was talking about the holography, lithography. This here, we're kind of focused, I think, more on the torchlight stuff. This is all great stuff here, by the way, the wireless sensing. Oh, here we go. Oil and gas operations. This is what we want to see right here. So here we go. All right, so I think now we might be getting into something. Oil and gas operations. As part of the arranged agreement with Torchlight, as mentioned following, the company acquired a group of oil and gas assets, O&G assets, and had interest in them as follows. The Ora Grande project in Hudspeth County, Texas, the Hazel project in Sterling, Tom Green, and Iron Counties, Texas, and the Hutton Wells partnership with Kodiak in Central Oklahoma. All right. The company has classified assets held for sale pursuant to commitment to sell or spin out of the oil and gas assets prior to the earlier December 31, 2021. The date which 6 months from the closing of the arrangement, such later date may be arranged between the company and individual appointment to serve representatives of the holders of the Series A preferred stock. The expiration date, the Series A preferred stock will automatically be canceled once the entitled dividends have been paid. See the description in note 5. Thank you, Donald, for the super chat, man. Thank you so much, man. You don't even know them super chats help out so much. Thank you, Donald, for the support. So here we got right here that it says here that those Series A preferred stock will disappear once those dividends have been paid. It says the Series A preferred stock will automatically be canceled once the entitled dividends have been paid. So once the dividends have been paid, they will disappear. And it says see description in note 5. Assets held for sale of the financial statements include this report of information disclosure regarding these assets. See item 1A, risk factors, for more information on the assets. All right, customers, the companies. Talking about the customers there. I think that's more about Meta. I was focusing this one mainly on the oil and gas dividend assets. That's kind of what we're focusing on here. So I'm sorry if we're skipping over some of the Meta stuff, but I'm focusing more on the oil and gas and the dividend information here. So like I said, there's a lot of great information here on a lot of the Meta stuff, but we're going to focus on, all right, here we go. Available information. Business combinations, Torchlight. On December 14, 2020, the company, formerly known as Torchlight Energy, subsidiaries, Medic Materials, blah, blah, blah. Canada. Meta Materials changes trading symbol TRCH to MMAT on June 28, 2021. Following a satisfaction of closing, set forth the arrangement. The arrangement was completed. On June 28th, the pursuant of the arrangement began trading under ticker symbol MMAT, while MMI common stock was delisted from the Canadian Securities Exchange. All right, not seeing. Here's about the nanotech acquisition. All right, so there was part up here in what we were just reading, and under item 1A, up here it was telling me it was to go under 1A, and I got to remember what it was, guys. Up here in the oil and gas, it was giving, what was it? I want to say it was 5 something. Did I pass it? I should have wrote it down. Lithography, holography, business overview. I think it was down past this. Well, I think we'll come up to it as we, see items, 1A. thought there was another spot it was telling us to read. See the 1A. If anyone can remember that other section, it said to, it'll keep me up. Like I said, guys, I'm doing my best here, running on regulation. All right, that's going over regulation, human capital resources. All right, so here we are. See, this here's the kind of stuff. Yeah, section 4. Okay, thank you so much. So let's go over 1A real quick. This is the kind of stuff, note 5. Yes, thank you. So this is the kind of stuff that we go and do, that we spend the time on doing this research before we make, like, you know, a 15-20 minute video on. And sometimes you guys don't get to see the hours that we put into researching this to come up with some of the highlighted information. So you're kind of getting to see firsthand what you see us do with people searching this up, like me, Smokey, Roller Pigeon, Tony from Market Moves, all of the YouTubers. This is what we do. But I figured I could be in here answering some of your questions as I go through and read this. All right, so the factors could materially affect Meta's. Let me turn that volume down. There we go. Thank you all for being in the chat, man. You guys are awesome. I see 130 some people in there. Thank you all so much for your support. All right, risk factors could affect the company. So I think that's talking about Meta here, about the company has incurred recurring net losses, which we know they're a growth company, so they are going to be not cash positive for a while, which we completely understand that. All right, so here's a great quote. Access to capital. The company believes the current working capital will be sufficient to continue its business for the next 12 months. Should the company's costs and expenses prove to be greater than currently anticipated, or should it change its current plan in the matter that will increase or accelerate anticipated costs and expenses, such as through acquisition or new products, the depletion of its working capital could be accelerated. The company presently has access to approximately $112 million of new funding through existing Market S3 shelf registration. The company believes the funding is sufficient and enabled to fund its current working capital well into 2024. So what this is saying is there's 112 million shares that they can put onto the market and raise capital. So dilution in a sense, but as we know, if it's dilution due to acquisitions or acquiring new people, yeah, we're okay with that. Muddock, man, you rock as well. And Manny, we love you too, man. Thank you all so much for the support. All right. Cost of maintaining the public listing. This is a pretty big update here, man. There's a lot of stuff in here. Wow, it says the company relies on few customers for significant portions of revenues. For year-end December 31st, 21, the company had 3 customers that accounted for $3.3 million, or 81% of total revenue. Wow. So that's pretty big. Those customers are making up a lot of our stuff. Yes, Steve, agreed, man. TikTok. Trip says 54 likes. We need more than that. We got 100 and some people in the chat, man. We need more likes than that. Your boy here is working on 4 hours of sleep, but I did do it to myself. I did do it to myself, being up late last night. Had to get up for work. Like I said, it's been a night. It's been a night. All right. Integrating past or future acquisitions and search. I don't think I missed anything there. Holography, lithography. New facility and permits. Quality personnel. Conflict of interest. Ah, here's the good one. Risks related to oil and gas assets held for sale. Series A preferred stock dividends. On page 20 it starts. All right, let's read this out. In connection with the arrangement of the company declared a dividend of shares of the Series A preferred stock holders of its common stock June 24th, 2021. The Series A certificate of design entitles holders of Series A preferred stock to receive dividends or asset sale dividends, comprised of the holders' pro rata portion of the proceeds of the sale of the oil and gas assets in the event the company will consummates one or much more transactions prior to the sale of the expiration date. However, the company may not be able to consummate any such transaction prior to such date on terms it will permit to pay such dividends or at all. Interesting. David, thank you so much. Says your passion is amazing. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much, David, for your support, man. You don't even know. Wedge says the juicy part is all the way at the bottom. See exhibits 99.1. All right. We will definitely get there. Thank you for that information. Real quick, as we take a little break, I just want to show you. This is what we did last night. Me and my wife went down to local casino in my area, and Steve-O has his new bucket list tour. We had front row tickets, and after the show, we got to meet Steve-O. We bought his boombox, so I'll probably show the boombox in a future video. So yeah, we got to meet Steve-O. We got multiple pictures with Steve-O. He's a really cool, down-to-earth guy, man. It was pretty funny talking to him. He's a really cool guy. So just wanted to put that out there while your boy's running on 4 hours of sleep. So there it is. All right. So back here to this. All right. Here we go. Holders of the Series A preferred stock are entitled to receive asset sale of the dividends from the oil and gas asset prior to declaring or paying any dividend. The company will deduct the gross proceeds of an oil and gas sale, various costs and expenses described as Series A certificate designation, which will include cost of the company incurs, which we did hear about that. Sell the payments of the dividends to the stock, liabilities, payable. The company will also withhold 10% of the proceeds for the oil and gas sale. The holdback amount to cover post-closing liabilities and obligations, which we do know they're going to take out 10%. There are no net proceeds available for distribution to the holders. The company will not declare or pay dividends with respect to transaction unless there is until the remaining funds of the holdback or amount distributed to the Series A preferred stock dividend. The company receives additional net proceeds. Closing, blah, 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 blah. So they're just basically, that sounds like a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo of saying that if there isn't any, they're just covering themselves if there isn't a dividend, which we know there's going to be. All right. In the event the O&G assets have not been sold, prior to expiry, the company will extend, which they did extend, declare a spin-off dividend to distribute the beneficial ownership remaining the oil and gas assets. Holders of the Series A preferred stock. However, the combined company cannot effect such spin-off dividend in a manner that is exempt from registration under all application securities and law. The combined company will not declare the spin-off dividend. Instead, will use good faith, commercially reasonable efforts to preserve the value remaining distributed to the value of the remaining oil and gas. So as long as the company not required to divert the attention. All right, so nothing really in there. Thank you, David, for that, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's me and my wife, Carrie. And yeah, well, she had a great time, man. Like I said, you know Jackass, man, what the stuff they do. And we did have a surprise visit. Steve-O has Preston Lacey with him as well. He came out and did a little stand-up comedy bit at the beginning of the show. All right, so I think we covered that. The company's in the process of spinning out the oil and gas. All right, so down here some of the info I think we want to cover. Since the closing of the merger, Meta has loaned $15 million to Torchlight for the use of the drilling activity required to maintain the compliance, which we did know that as well. Oil and gas operations, liability, and damages. I think this is just going to be a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. I don't see anything in there. Companies can increase. All right, so there is a little bit of information in here. Hydraulic fracturing, such as underground migration, surface spillage, mishandling, fractured fluids, including chemical additives. This technology has evolved, continued to evolve, become more aggressive. Yes, the 15 million will be paid back to Meta, which we are aware of that. We're not really worried about that 15 million. That 15 million is a drop in the bucket for what we're expecting for these dividends. The company believes the new techniques can increase estimate ultimate delivery per well to over 1 million barrels of oil equivalent and have increased in production 2 or 3-fold. Company believes the recent designs have improved and among other things, per foot, barrels of water per stage, fracturing stages and clusters per fracturing stage. All right. So we're not really worried about that. Trying to get down here. I know Wedge said it's down at the bottom. Estimates of volume of reserves of the value of the oil and gas assets. Let's see if there's any numbers in here. Decommissioning costs are unknown. Changes. All right. This here is talking about. Did I tell Steve-O about MMAT? No, I did not. With an 8% interest. Yes, I think we did. We're aware of that. All right, here we go. We got the leases for the Ora Grande. Properties include additional drilling requirements for 2022 and 2023, which may require the company to raise additional capital. The company is intending to sell the leases in 2022 and transfer the ongoing obligation to the new owners or spin out the leases. If such a transfer is not completed in a timely manner in 2022, the company may be forced to attempt to raise additional capital for a purpose to seek an extension for the lesser of the lease drilling obligations. The company may be unable to raise additional funds from favorable terms to extend the company raises. So, one thing I'm seeing here, is that they're really trying to sell it. That's kind of what I'm getting from that, guys. My initial thoughts on this, like I said, giving you my best quick analysis of what I'm reading and what I'm seeing here, reading this word for word for you guys. It's kind of what I'm getting. The company ability to maintain its rights under lease dependent on numerous factors outside of its control. Oil price. All right, so that's all that there. Risk. Man, they really want to cover their rears here on this. That's for sure. So here they're talking about they're still got an ongoing investigation. Oh, here they're talking about the properties. Yeah, here's some of the properties. We don't have the one here in Maryland listed. Where's that one at? They got Boxbar, Massachusetts. But where's the Maryland office at? That's going to be near me. Where is that at? All right. Oh, here we go. Oil and natural gas reserve as of December 31st. Proved reserves. Oh man, guys, this could be huge. Now, this is just me taking off the top of my head here. I love hearing this word, like proved reserves. It won't let me highlight it. There we go. But that right there is like huge. Huge. Proved. That's all I want to hear is proved. Proved. That's all I like to see is proved. Because the live stream I just did with Tony Market Moves, guys, if you didn't see it right here, this live stream with Tony Market Moves we just did 4 days ago, proved. We did a whole live stream, hour and a half, talking about how huge this dividend could be with proved oil, proved production. That's what I'm saying. Proved. Let's read it out. This is as of December 31st, 2021, proved reserves were calculated by a third-party reserve engineer related only to the Hazel project. And that's just the Hazel project. The total PV10 value for the Hazel wells is 2.8 million, well, 2,897,000 million. Reference table below. The reserve calculation as prepared by the engineer does not include consideration of the company's obligation to assign revenue from the Hazel wells to Masterson Hazel Partners. Okay. Masterson Hazel Partners. That is one I'm going to write down. So, yeah, this is going to be, I got to write some of this down because this is going to be, yeah. So we want to be on page 29 of this SEC here. Page 29 on the, yeah, this is like, guys, you don't even know, man. Like I said, this is me, just going off the top of my head, but I see that word proved. I'm freaking excited. We just, like I said, if you watch that live stream, you understand how proved is making Tony's chart be like the real deal, guys, because that's based on proved reserves. And that is what we just did. Yeah, Hazel project is producing close to 800,000 a month. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Let's go. Proved, man. Oh my God. I'm like reading this for the first time and we're like, woo-wee, proved reserves. Let's go. All right. So, and this is as of December 31st, guys. All Hazel, no nuts. All right. So we're going to have proved reserves. Man, that is so huge. All right. So proved reserves. And this was through the Masterson Hazel Partners. All right. I'm just taking some notes here, guys, because that there just got me stunned up. Sorry. Yeah, like that there like perked me up, man. You don't even know. That was the whole thing, man. Like, we needed to know if we could get proved reserves, proved production. And to see that in there is just like, oh, man, exciting. Okay, let's get back to reading this because I'm just so excited on the proved reserve. I got to get that off of there. I can't get over the proved reserves. All right, totally approximately $5 million. The company has granted MHP the option to acquire. So the company had granted the Masterson Hazel Partners the option to acquire the Hazel project in exchange for them conducting and paying for the development of activity sufficient to maintain the Hazel mineral leases in good standing. The option agreement provided that if MHP declined to exercise the option to acquire the property, they'd be entitled to recover the cost of the development activity to the extent of the wells produced revenues beyond the dates optioned. Lapse until the total amount was reimbursed to them. MHP declined to exercise the option effective September 3rd, 2021. Net cash received after expenses from the Hazel wells for 2021, the period after the termination of the option agreement was $147,490. These funds received by the company in early 2022 were promptly transferred to MHP, and the first revenue transferred pursuant of the obligation under the option agreement. The amount recorded received as of December 31st, 2021, with a offsetting payable to acknowledge the obligation. All right. Since the remaining obligation to reimburse MHP exceeds the PV10 value compute for our reserves and the net value of the company reserves associated with the Hazel wells, NIL, although no reserve value is attributable to the company, we have presented the table below to disclose reserve calculation detail. Interesting. All right. As of December 31st, 2020. So this is key. Look at this. As of December 31st, 2020, the company had no proved reserves. As of December 31st, the Hazel project consisted of 2 producing wells, and the related leases to the Oro Grande project consist only of unvaluated properties to develop the future. As of December 31st, this is huge. As of December 31st, the Hazel project has proved producing reserves, and Oro Grande project has no proved non-producing reserves. They kind of worded that a little different. Let's break that down. So they're saying the Hazel project has proved producing reserves. Okay, so I think I understand it. The current Oro Grande, as of December 31st, has no proved non-producing reserves. So what I'm thinking that means is they haven't proved that there isn't anything there. They're still going to prove about the Oro Grande. The Hazel project is proved. Now they're looking to prove the Oro Grande as of December 31st. So that is key, guys. That is key. So now we need to get the Oro Grande into proved reserves. Hazel project is in proved. Now we need to get the Oro Grande project into proved. The Oklahoma properties are marginal producing wells, which are not economic in the context of proved reserve value. The estimates of our 2021 proved reserves in the PV10 set forth hereon reflect estimate figure gross to be generated from the producing proved reserves, net estimate production costs using prices under the cost. The amounts do not show. The amounts shown do not give effect to non-property related expenses such as corporate, all the fees and all that good stuff. So these are in million. So all right, I'm going to read a couple comments here because I'm getting, ooh, you're right, guys. I see some of the comments here. Yes, Andy, they keep saying proved, but we need to get Oro Grande to where they are acknowledging that it's proved. Chris, reading this is like trying to learn a foreign language. Yes, it is, man. It's kind of like, it is a lot of work to get in here and understand it. Yeah, exactly. Derek's like, come on, Oro Grande. Exactly. Our girl Jenny says, take a shot every time Terry says proved. Well, we would all be blitzed right now, if you know what I'm saying. Tim says, hey, your brain's not working too bad for 4 hours sleep. I'm completely fried. Haha. Agreed, Tim. I don't know if you can tell, man. My eyes are kind of bloodshot. I am really tired. But I had to get on here. I had to break this down for you guys because I needed to do this. I wanted to get on here for an hour, hour and a half and break it down. William says Hudspeth, Hazel, and Oro Grande. Yeah. So Hazel, we're good to go. Now we need Hudspeth and Oro Grande. Yep. C. Kramer says proved only means production for sale. Exactly. And that's what we need. All right. I didn't get to see Kevin's talking about haircut only applies to the margin accounts. I didn't get to watch Smokey's video, so I have to watch that. Like I said, I haven't had much free time. And the free time I did get, I wanted to get on here and cover this SEC filing for you guys. So I do want to try to watch Smokey's video about the haircut. If you're on margin, I would suggest get out of margin or pay it off, whatever you got to do. Just in case there is, because they can sell your MMTLP if it's on margin or your account's in margin. So I would highly suggest no margin, get rid of it, and get margin out of your account so you have no risk of them to sell your MMTLP. Because yeah, I don't do margin, I don't have any margin, so they can't sell my stuff. Yeah, those are in millions. Proved production, yes. Yeah, William's saying 9 billion. I know there was something out there about the 9 billion. I'm just trying to, once we get proved producing oils, 152 barrels, 152,000 barrels total BOE total. These are future net revenue in millions. So the net revenue is what is in million. 152 million. Let's see here. So that's the 2.89 million right there. Yeah, 2.89 million. So it says here total, and this is in million. 4.3 million? That's what I'm thinking. 4.3 million? If I'm actually reading that right? Or is that 4.3 billion? I don't know. It's kind of tricky on how they got that. I think it would be million. 4.3 million is what I'm thinking. All right. The increase in producing reserves from 2020 to 2021 from 0 to 152,000 BOE is related to new producing wells in the Hazel project, as well as bringing a prior well to the Hazel project back online after it has been shut down in 2019. All this activity was performed and paid for by MHP. Reserve values as of December 31st, 2021 are related to the two producing wells in the Hazel project. So keep in mind, this is just the Hazel values, guys. Yeah, these are just future net revenues millions, yes. So 2.89 million. All right. BOE equivalents are determined by combining barrels of oil with MCF of gas divided by 6. Since the company has no remaining reserve value as of December 31st, 21, after consideration of the obligation to pass revenue through MHP under the term of the option agreement, there was no reserve value as of December 31st, 2020. Standardized measure disclosed are not presented here. So they're talking about 2020 there. We don't care about that. Due to inherent uncertainties and limited the estimated reserve, future cash flows. All they would lose. Reasonable actual future production cash flows. All right, so they're giving a kind of a little bit of legal stuff here. Talking about these estimates are reasonable actual future production cash flows, taxes, development expenditures, operating expenses. Quantities of recoverable oil and natural gas reserves may be substantially from these estimates. Reserves estimate process, controls, and technologies. The reserves estimate for 21 for proved reserves, including PV-10 estimates set forth, were prepared by PE Tech Enterprises for the company. Hazel Project, Texas. No reserve estimates prepared for the Oklahoma wells because they are marginally producing and uneconomic for reserve calculation purposes. The calculations were prepared using standard geological engineering methods generally accepted by petroleum industry and in accordance with the SEC, financial accounting, and reporting standards. No reserve report has been prepared for 2020. The only properties had measurable reserves in December 31st, 2019 were sold on November. So you're talking about other properties here that were sold a while back. So we're not really worried about that. All right. We do not have any employees significant reservoir engineering qualifications. We work closely with PE Tech in connection to the estimates. All right. All right, down here, that there's kind of talking about the person of the PE Tech. He has a PhD in Stanford. So they got someone working. All right, so here's what we need to look at. proved non-producing reserves. As of December 31st, 21, our proved non-producing reserves totaled 0 barrels of equivalent oil compared to 0 as of December 31st, 2020. At the end of 21 and 20, reserves did not include any value for proved undeveloped properties. This was due to loss of leasing related to the Hazel project, except for those leases on the 2 producing wells that are located and have not proved reserves on the Orange. See that right there. This is what we're still working on. We got great news on the Hazel, but we have no proved reserves on the Oro Grande project, guys. So that is, like, to me, the next step. We need proved reserves in the Oro Grande. If we can get the wells into proved status like the Hazel, oh man, it's going to be exciting. That is what we need. So here we go. We made investments, developed progress during 21 to keep reserves in the Oro Grande project and the Permian Basin in West Texas as of December 31st, 2021. Wow. So this is pretty interesting. We made investments in development progress during 2021 to develop reserves. So they're trying to get to the proved reserves. They says here to develop reserves in the Oro Grande project in the Permian Basin and in the West Texas. As of December 31st, 2021, 14 wells have been developed in the Oro Grande project. Guys, they put 14 freaking wells in the Oro Grande project. They have to expect they're going to get something if they're putting 14 test wells in the Oro Grande project. That's just my initial thought. If they're putting 14 wells down there, putting all that money into it, they have to know they're going to expect to get something out of 14 wells in the Oro Grande project. Our concurrent drilling plan, subject to sufficient capital resource and periodic evaluation of interim drilling results and other potential investment opportunities, include drilling additional evaluation wells in the Oro Grande project, continue to de-risk the project, and obtain initial production from the development effort. Man, this is awesome. This is awesome. I like this sentence right here. I like when they use a word like that, de-risk. Because if there's a buyer of this land, of the oil and gas assets, what do they want, guys? They want no risk. They want limited risk. They want no risk. And it says here, they include the drilling, They include the drilling of evaluation wells and the Oro Grande project to continue to de-risk the project and obtain initial production from the development efforts. So they put 14 test wells in the Oro Grande project because they want to de-risk the project and they want to obtain the initial production from the development efforts, which means they want to get proved reserves in the Oro Grande. And once they get that, man, we're going to be off to the freaking moon. Yes. This is awesome. I'm excited right now. I mean, I'm pretty excited. Here we go. During Oklahoma, during year-end December 31st, 21, were produced and sold 85 barrels of oil to our interest at a net average of $55 per barrel. We produced and sold 3,586 gas and interest to average sales of 317. Our average production cost and operating expenses, direct taxes were $18.54 per barrel of oil. Our depreciation, depletion, and amortization expense was 0 per barrel of oil. So, like, yeah, like, whoa, that's exciting. Like, what? Just the Oklahoma? Because keep in mind, guys, like, bro, exactly. Andy's like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's go. 0 expenses, number one. And we were selling, they sold barrels of oil for $55 per barrel on an average sale price. Let's get the calculator up. And they're saying it costs $18.54 all in. So we had $55 minus, I'm going to get the exact number, 1854. 1854 equals. So we're profiting on that number $36.46 just on that alone. So I know Torchlight gets the, I think it's the 49, the land, they get the 49% interest. So still, I mean, just that alone, we're looking at a pretty decent dividend. Now, what we don't know as of right now, these were like the testing of the wells. We got to get the actual numbers of how much is actually in there. That's exciting, man. I am stoked. This is some great information down here. I can understand what you're saying, Voodoo, but you got to keep in mind, they are getting it de-risk. They just got to get it enough de-risk. And this was testing, guys. Keep in mind, this is testing. They're not out here trying to get this into full production. That's not the goal of this. Their goal of this is to get this for a buyer to say, hey, look, we got proved production. They're not out here to making billions of barrels of oil and sell it. That's not what Meta and you know, the MMTLP wants to do. They want to get this to prove. They want to sell it and get it off the books. That is exactly what they want to do. They got to get it proved. They want to de-risk it. They want to have the buyer feel comfortable that they can get on this land, start production, and do the work themselves. So that's why I'm excited. They already produced the 85 as like test. And we haven't even factored in here, guys, the gas. They're talking about gas in here, which is exciting. Because all the calculations out there by roller pigeons, the calculations out there by market moves, there is no gas calculation included in that dividend. So the gas is like an extra bonus. I believe Ali has done a little gas calculation on some of his estimates. He threw in a couple dollars per dividend, per share extra per dividend for his estimates on that. But like I said, that's just extra bonus to gas alone at these. So here we go. During the year ended December 31st, 2020, we produced and sold 278 barrels of oil. So yeah, see back here then, per sale was $16.13. So it was not, you can see back in 2020, oil, they were losing money. They were selling it at $16.13. And it cost them about $30 to, on average. Wow. And look at the expense here. $130 was the expense. Wow. So they were losing money to produce oil back in 2020. I can see why, John Berta didn't want to really go too far with it back then. Hazel, during the year end December 31st, 2021, 23,422 barrels of oil net to interest were produced at an average sale price of $60 per barrel. Let's go. Although received none of this revenue because all of it after deducting expenses to produce no oil was either received by MHP, which is fine. This is great because they produced that 23,000 and some odd barrels of oil and they gave it to the MHP here for the their cost for getting it out there, which is great because we're getting this stuff proved. Here we go. We got the Oklahoma, we got the Hazel, and yeah, we got, what's this here? 21 Q1 total revenue. So yeah, guys, this is getting pretty exciting. Q1, I'm gonna look at the, all right, so that's that stuff. What do we got down here? The following. Yeah, John Berta, man, in 2020, I can understand why Torch was in trouble, man. It cost them, they were losing money. They were losing money in 2020 to produce oil. So they had to kind of let it set and let time catch up to where it is today, to where it's very profitable to produce oil. You can see the numbers in 21 where they were testing. Here you can see Test wells. Cumulative well status. Gross and net. Gross and net. All right. Let's go down through here. Yeah, man. Once we can get Oro Grande approved, oh man, that's going to be huge. That's going to be the key, guys. Is once Oro Grande is approved. So here we go. As of December 31st, 21, we had interest. We had interest in 3 oil and gas projects: the Oro Grande project in Hudspeth County, Texas, the Hazel project in Sterling, Tom Green in Iron Counties, Texas, and the Hunting Wells in partnership with the Kodiak. See description note 5. Legal proceedings, I don't really want to read over all that and really bore everyone with the legal proceedings. I don't know if I'm going to miss anything in that, but I don't think we want to really dig into the legal part because I think it'd be a waste of time. All right, so here we go. The company stock quoted under MMAT as of December 31st, 21, the company had outstanding shares of 284.5 million, out of which were 88.2 exchangeable shares under MMAX. Wow. There you go, man. It's telling you right here. Is the amount, so I got to get this on page, it's 38. It's talking about MMAX. Page 38, MMAX. So, I mean, right there is basically going to take us down. If you take just the MMAX shares off of MetaMaterials, you're looking at about 196 million shares outstanding, and that's not including the insiders, the institutions. Now, we know a lot of the institutions are a little shady, and a lot of those bigger institutions are lending out shares for people to short. So, yeah. Welcome in everyone else that's new, man. We got a lot of people on this stream, man. I'm going to thank you all so much you don't even know. This is, right now, the quick summary. Hazel project is fantastic. We got proved reserves in the Hazel, and now we're working to get those proved reserves in the Oro Grande. They currently got 14 test wells drilled, and we're hoping to get those proven reserves clarified in the Oro Grande. All right, so that's that. Holders of the record. I think that's talking about metamaterials. Yeah, it's metamaterials. Exercise warrants. Payment in kind. What's all this here? Okay. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to we're winging this here, and we're going to go through all this together. I'm talking about the stock performance. We're not really worried about that. We know where the performances went, especially since beginning of the year. Here we're talking about the Rona. Talking about more of metamaterials, which is fine. This here, like I said, we're focusing on the oil and gas, the dividend. We're focusing on dividend. Deferred tax. Yes, 164.9 million Series A preferred shares, correct? That's a good question, Steve. So they will pay partial divvy for each property is sold, or hold till all is sold. You know, I read that one part up there a while back in the stream, and it made it seem like that they were going to pay it out as it's sold, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, trying to get this in here. So here we got a quick math. 2.9 billion profit from Hazel project divided by 164 million is roughly $17 per share. Let's freaking go. Now, I haven't seen the 2.9 billion, was that billion or million? They stated multiple sales in the pit. Yeah, I hope I'm reading that right. I thought it said million, but if that's billion, that's even more huger, man. Yeah, that makes sense, assuming they don't sell all three at once. Exactly. All right. What do we got here? Liquid and capital resources. Oh, here's talking about where Meta has the loan. Talking about the loan there. Yeah, talking about the loan. There's a lot of great information in this. It has everything in it, man. Holy smokes. This has so much information in it. Jeez. Thank you, Charles, man. Thank you all so much for down there commenting. You guys don't even know. I wanted to get on here and, like I said, read this and kind of point out some of the stuff I find. And so far, I'm really excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited from what I'm seeing on here. Talking about the goodwill, acquired intangible business combinations, assets held for sale. The company determines the fair market value of the oil and gas on a periodic basis. Inputs from Roth Capital Partners, valuations. Okay, so let's see here. It doesn't give any valuations, but we do know this. With the Oro Grande not being proved, trust me, Meta does not want these assets to gain value while they're still on the Meta books. So if there's any huge value increase to this oil and gas asset, they are not going to want that on the Meta books because that will affect their evaluation. And they do not want that on the evaluation. So they are going to have that till it's spun off. Then they'll release all the goods. But it's nice to know that they did give us that golden nugget there about the proved Hazel project reserves. That is awesome. And that they got the 14 wells. Why would they do 14 wells if they can't get anything in there? All right. This is about to the stockholders and board of directors. Talking about that's nanotech. Fair value. Okay, so this is just talking about the you see that 72.5 million. You'll see that 72.5 million on the books. That's just the fair value. And keep in mind, back then there wasn't no proved oil reserves, so they're not going to want that proved reserves on the books. So that's why that's sitting there. Once this stuff gets to proved reserves and they update those books more, you're going to see that value go up like crazy. Jose, man, Vemos Terry, let's go. Thank you so much, man. Charles, thank you so much for the super chats, guys. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you all for the super chats. Y'all are amazing, man. Puts a smile on my face. Y'all are in here. Seeing over 200 people. Yeah. Yeah, David here says too, we reamed out 4 test wells in 10 days in December. So do the math, 14 now we got 14 wells, 35 days. They need to be out there reaming out the 14 yesterday. Exactly. Got Wedge there in the stream. Derek, smash the like button for Terry. Yes, man. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I think it's kind of cool that you guys get to see what we do. I think William posted here in the chat that Roller Pigeon is doing her editing right now. She's going to come out with a video later on. I'm going to be very interested to see her video and her take on what she has seen because we're all going to go through and read this and we're going to get different key points out of it. So I'm really going to be excited to see what Pidge just came up with for her analysis of this filing, man. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about all this. Like I said, so far, what I'm seeing, I am stoked. Yeah, there's the assets held for sale, $75.5 million. That's nothing, guys. Like I said, that's just a nominal number right now. Just a nominal number until they get this stuff sold and proved. All right, so we're skipping down through all this. Cash flows. It's talking about all of the all right. I feel like I've been on this for a while and we're only about halfway down through it. And I'm only kind of covering the goodwill, leases, deferred revenue. Yeah, exactly, James. We need to clarify if that's 2.9 million or 2.9 billion. Huge difference. Agreed, James. I'm thinking it's million. From my understanding of it, I think it's million. Midwest, man, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. You don't even know it, man. It's much appreciated. Yeah, if you're out there and you're on margin, I highly suggest do not go on margin when you have MMTLP because those brokers might sell your MMTLP on purpose. They might. Don't risk it. Get your margin out of the account. Muddock saying the 1,000 million is billion. Man, that is crazy, man. Oh, you know what? You're right. That is billion. Wow. I was looking at that wrong. You're right because it's in millions and it was 2,987 million. That's 2.89. Oh my God. Wow. I got what you're saying there. I got what you're saying there on the math. Wow. You're right. You guys are right. Smart move on Jenny right there. She says, don't trust any brokers. I switched from margin to go cash a month ago. Exactly. Yes, exactly, guys. No margin right now. No margin because you don't want your brokerage to be out there selling your stuff. And you definitely do not want them out there selling your MMTLP, man, because you just do not want any of that. Yeah, we had that little blurb from the next bridge saying about the 3.2 billion barrels of oil. But like I said, that was kind of uncovered. That wasn't really supposed to be known. So we haven't got it official yet. We haven't got anything official on the Oro Grande. This is talking about the that's talking about Torchlight. Yeah, it's talking about that there. Yes, exactly there. He says the oil and gas is at the Oro Grande. It's just not proven. And that is what they're working on. Getting that proved, man. We get Oro Grande proved, game over. game over. Yes. Proven means that it's proven for production. That's going to be that's the huge deal. Proven for production. That's what the Hazel Project is now, guys. Hazel Project is proved. That's huge. So we got 1 out of the 3 is proved. I'm skimming through this right now. Sorry, guys. I know my buddy Wedge down here said that there's a key part down here. I'm talking about the Oro Grande. See, there's talking about the 134 net acres. Let's talk about this here. Hazel Project in the Midland Basin. Here it's going over all the numbers of the Hazel project in the basin, Midland Basin for the Hazel. So Hazel, I feel pretty good on. I mean, Hazel project, I feel pretty great. Unless I see any other information that would change my mind on the Hazel project. Hazel project, I'm very bullish right now. So, oh, he's saying at the very bottom. Okay. So, my buddy Wedge is saying it's at the very bottom. So, we are going to skim through this just because I know Wedge is going to get me to the good stuff. And there's going to be something really juicy down here at the bottom, and I want to make sure I get it on the stream because, yeah, we got to make sure we get this on the stream. Employee stock program, income taxes, net loss per share, additional fair, page 105, deferred revenue, government. Earnings, George said anytime before the 10th. So until the 10th, we don't know exactly when our earnings will be, but sometime before the 10th. There's something about legal matters and contingencies. Oh, here we go. We got some names here. John Berta serves Torchlight Chief Officer. See if it has anything there. No. Greg McCabe, Board of Directors from July 2016 to the closing of the merger. Kenneth Rice, Jonathan Waldron. Code of Conduct. John Berta. We got some employee agreements here. It's talking about all the people here that has shares. Talking about all the people that hold lots of shares here. Wow. All right. That is a long form. There's no doubt about it. That is one long freaking form. Holy smokes. Wedge, do you know what page number it was on, my man? The one you were talking about. Do you know what page number here it is? I know you said it was towards the bottom. So if Wedge could get me the actual page number of the dividend information. Yeah, 99.1. Is there a page 99? Let's go back to page 99 real quick. Did we cover that page? 98. $1.99. Page 132. Okay, scroll down for all the blue links, page 160, 134. All right, here we go. All the blue links. $33, 135. All right, Wedge, here we are, buddy. 99.1. There we go. We gotta do control. Wonder why it ain't letting me point it up here. Ah, it ain't letting me go in. What's the deal? I'm hitting shift and enter. Nope. Maybe shift X. No. Maybe your RAM is all eaten up. That's possible. It could be. I do remember the report of the PE Tech Enterprises, though. Control shift. He says his isn't loading either. Yeah, I think it might be something with the, because it ain't letting me click anything in the blue, unfortunately. Wonder if I can just do the... Oh, that's not definitely what I wanted. Control and delete. Smash the whole computer. Yeah, I think so. Control Alt delete the whole computer. All right, so I mean, I think we covered. I think we really covered a very good bit of information in this video. If you're new joining in, I'll give a quick summary. Last night, like I said, right now I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. And me and my wife last night went to the Steve-O concert down to the local casino in my area. And yeah, we had a fantastic time. We had front row tickets, and it was an amazing show. So if Steve-O's in your area, make sure you go check him out. Really awesome guy. Yeah, the shorts have stunned my computer. Yes. So we got to meet Steve-O last night, man. He was a great dude. We got meet and greets after the show. It was a pretty awesome time. So it was late night. Didn't get really much sleep at all. And yeah, so that's why your boy here is running on a little bit of no sleep. All right, so we covered the calculator there. But we can go and just look at the MMAT short interest while we're here. And let's see what we got here. US MMAT. Yeah, this looks a little different. Wow, our short interest days to cover went up. That's nice to see. 13.58 days to cover. Pretty awesome. Let's go take a look at the short interest. If my computer will load up, it could be a little bit. It might be done. it may say, you know what? Oh, no, it did come up. Okay. Short squeeze score, 89.93. We are ranked number 100 out of 5,500 stocks. short shares that is available is only 40,000 shares. Look at that short borrower fee, 13.93%, guys, on metamaterials. Yeah, the fee is going up, which is nice to see. FINRA short volume ratio, 50.32. Man, that's 67 from Friday. It's brutal. 59.69 as of today. Ranked 100 for a $100 price target. Yes, Andy, absolutely. $100 price target's coming. All right, let's go take a look here at the institutional owners. Still the 294.4 million shares as we last knew about. There is some great DD people put here on the MetaMaterials Facebook group. I am a part of this group on the Facebook, so if you do go to this group right here, has 1.6K members. I am in there. The people in here running this, the moderators, William. We'll get out here and give a couple of Liz, Dylan. They post a lot of great. Michael here as well. They all have screenshots. All right, so here he has a post here talking about thousands of barrels and millions. You commonly see barrels written as MMBL or MMBL as the barrels. Yeah, here he has a couple screenshots. So people have some screenshots here on the Facebook of some key parts of that. So yes, this is a great place to go and get some quick information. William's in here sharing a lot of information on this. Yeah, so David here makes a good point. The main deal is to get the 14 wells reamed out, proven, then it's over. For the sale will be quick. I'm a computer moron. Can anyone sell will be quick? Hit. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It is a little confusing on that. It is confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Even I'm a little confused on it, but I am running on. So MMBBL is considered millions, and that says MBBL. So that's here saying MBBL is thousands of barrels of oil. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like I said, been going on for a good bit here. What are we going, about an hour and a half? Yeah, hour and 20 minutes, man. We've been rolling through that SEC filing. Let's take a look at metamaterials stock. What's going on? Trading at $1.23. We had pretty low volume for the day. Average volume is 581,000 shares. Oh, that's MMTLP. Oh my God, you know it's bad when I'm looking at the MMTLP. So anyway, MMTLP, we had average volume 581 and a little less than 300,000 shares traded. And metamaterials is not far ahead at trading at $1.26. Normally we trade about 5.1 million shares, and average volume is 2.8 million shares. And on that note, guys, I am going to call it end of the stream because your boy is tired. My eyes are heavy. And I want to thank all of you that were in here. Oh, Wedge got something pulled up real quick. They're in the 99.1. It says Hazel Life is 22.94 years. Wow. Wedge, if you're able to send me that link on Twitter in a private message, that would be fantastic. And then I can come up with video talking about that information maybe in tomorrow's video or something like that. So if you're able to send me that link, Wedge, in Twitter, that would be fantastic. Love and appreciate every single one of you guys. And I'll catch you on the next video, guys.